So one of the groups that I'm really passionate about treating are golfers, and um, the reason I'm passionate about treating golfers is that I really love golf. I've had it in my family for a while. My uncle was actually he played semi-pro in Wales and the UK, and he even played over in France. And every time I would go over to visit them in the UK, he would take me golfing on the Welsh valleys, these hills with giant grasses, the coolest thing. And then later, my dad, when I got my PT degree, he bought me a golf bag and he bought me these Black Shark golf clubs. I don't even know. I can't even find them online anymore. I think they're in the back of somebody's shop in upstate New York, and he said, "Well, you've never swung one of these, so go for it." And I picked them up and I loved them and I played. And since I moved to Arizona, I've just haven't been able to stop playing. I love it. I am by no means a professional, but I have worked with rotational athletes and golfers for 14 years. The baseball pitcher, the volleyball player, the golfer have a lot of similarities, and I treated a lot of that when I was in New York City when I first started 14 years ago. Then when I got to Arizona, the nice part is I got to treat only golfers, right? So I would look at my caseload and something like 75% of them would be golfers in any given day. So I got really good at treating the golfer, and then I went and got my TPI certification with Titleist Performance Institute. And then I realized, wow, how much more I could do with collaborating with local professionals and working with players who are really into it, everything from like scratch golfers up to the guy who just wants to start being good so that he's able to go out on the course with his boss and a few clients, right? And it's just fascinating to see how something like a stiff ankle can cause back pain, right? Or how like a neck that can't rotate one way or the other may be the reason why you lost 20 yards off the tee. So things like that, I love the complex problem solving that goes into any type of golfer who has pain. And the other reason I love it is because it's a lifelong sport. It's not something that like basketball where people give up when they're 25 or 30, their knees are shot, whatever. It's something that you can play constantly into your 80s, 90s. I mean, God, I've seen 90-year-olds out there in Arizona in the wintertime. Now, the reason I love it as a healthcare practitioner is that golf has been shown repeatedly to be excellent, not just for physical activity. So adults can still play it at a high level, so they stay competitive, they stay wanting to go out and compete in a physical activity, even though it's not as physical as boxing or basketball or whatever. It's still physical, better than sitting on the couch, right? Especially if you walk the course. But the other thing is, it's actually been shown to be really good for mental health. Think of it, you're out in nature, you're walking around the course, you're with your buddies usually, or at least somebody who you can chat with, right, if you get paired up with a random person. And it's just a good sense of community, and that can be really beneficial for the entire lifespan. So I think that golf is something that can be an excellent avenue for health for a lot of people. And that's why it always crushed me when somebody would say, well, I gave up golf because my back started hurting, and then somebody told me not to swing a club or I'll hurt it more. And that can't be further from the truth. Almost always it's a question of you just aren't strong enough, or you aren't mobile enough, or you're trying to do something that your body just can't do now. And just with a little bit of physical coaching, a little bit of physical therapy, right, if somebody's in pain, we can get a golfer from the path in their 40s or 50s of, okay, the sport is fine, I guess, I don't know, maybe I won't play because I don't want to hurt my back, to like, oh, my back hurt, but then I went to a PT and now I can play, and I'm still playing, and they're playing in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and they get all those mental health benefits as well as the physical cardiovascular health of getting outside, walking around, all that good stuff. So I am exceptionally passionate about treating golfers. I love to do it, and I am accepting new patients, especially with golfers, and I have a clubhead speed class that I'm also offering here in Arcadia, more of like a fitness-based class at Black Steel Fitness, so people can stay in the prevention zone, so they never have to see me as a patient. But also, if they do have issues, then the class will allow them to, you work on those issues while under the eye of a physical therapist. And then obviously I offer private in-home sessions like I would any other physical therapy patient. But with golfers, we typically do like a swing analysis, and we use that, save that video, and then we work, and then we see if it affects their swing. We usually coordinate with the golf pro if they take lessons, so that we can make sure it's most optimized. So there's a lot of options out there, but I love doing it. I love working with golfers. So if you're a local golfer here in Arizona, or if you're visiting, if you plan to visit Arizona for a few weeks or a month as a golf trip, just give us a call. Give me a call. We'll be able to set you up.